My name is Jeffrey Spencer Lyon, and I'm going to be covering Room Choice in Hades. So Hades is an action roguelike, which means every run is random and players never know what they're going to get. But Hades does a great job of it shows you your rewards for the next room, and you choose based on whether you want to go the easy route or the hard route. So for this first choice, I'm faced with either a shop or basically a fight, but in the end I'll get to level up one of my abilities. So it's a lower level. I know there's no need to go to the shop right now, so I choose, let me take the harder path for right now, the better reward. So I do that, and with the choice in mind that this should help me on later down the road. And Hades does a great job of this. And for the next choice I'm going to show is right here. There's you can see by the skull, it's a mini boss room that's going to be a harder fight, but a much better reward. Or this easier option, which has no fight. And I know for this time I chose the easier option, and what happens is, even though it's random, Hades has a pool of rooms. So there's areas, there's 3 areas. The first area has 14 rooms before the boss, second has 24, and the third area has 36. So when you choose either the harder, whichever option you choose, there's a pool of rooms that can potentially show up. As you can see, I got another mini boss room immediately after. So if you choose the easy option at one point, you're trying to take the safe route, you're still forced with that harder option on later down the line because you shorten that pool of options and you're more likely to get a harder room regardless. So if you choose to go the harder route earlier on, you get the better rewards faster. You're going to go through harder fights, but you'll have an option to heal up more so down the line, and you're going to end up being more powerful and be able to face these fights easier later on because you're going to have better abilities. And Hades pushes you to make these choices, and it gets you to get some skill at the game much faster because you push yourself to go into these hard rooms. You go through the harder fights, get better rewards, and you end up having an easier time getting through the rooms and experience more of the game. So you always know that you've got this certain number of rooms, and you have to. It's usually better to make the harder choices earlier on because you get more powerful, and you'll have the option to heal up later on. And you just got to keep in mind that pool of rooms, because certain rooms only show up once in the run, and if you pick it then you're missing out on abilities that you could have gotten if you took a different option. And so here, lastly, I'm going to show is there's a third thing that can spawn. I'm in the room right before the last room before the boss, and it's always going to be a safe room, but what spawns here is a chaos gate, which basically means you spend some health to go into it, and it gives you a temporary penalty for the next few rooms, but in the end you end up being much more powerful because it gives you a great boon for it. But I know that the boss is next, so I choose, I'm not going to do this. I don't really have much health, and it's already a hard enough time, so I choose the safer option. But I know that I'm still pretty weak at this point, and I chose a lot of the safer options before, and I just really didn't do well in this run. So now I'm lower health, I'm less powerful, but I'm still at the boss. And had I taken the harder options, been a little more risky down the run, I would have been much more powerful by this point. I could have even actually had more health than now. Who knows? But Hades just does a great job of this with the pooling of the rooms and everything. It does a great job of pushing players to the limits, and it makes them better faster. And this mechanic is just a great way to have replayability for the game. And Hades is just masterful at this aspect of the game, and it's a really great mechanic to make players see more of the game earlier on.